On this episode of DCTV, I go shopping, I get to grips with a hot body, and I ask you guys a very important question. It has been 7 months since the last episode of DCTV. It was in November 2022, it's now June 2023. It's been the longest, wettest winter I can ever remember, and I've got some catching up to do because otherwise I'm going to be basically brown bread by the time this thing is anywhere near done. So, the good news is that the rust protection I did on the frame seems to have worked nicely. It hasn't vanished into a pile of rust like most other Capris. So the next thing is the bodywork. So I'm going to take you around that a little bit and show you what needs doing to this body. But first, this morning I'm off on a road trip shopping to Preston in Lancashire, all the way up north for a piece of this that I'm dead excited about. So you get to come with me. Let's go. This is what I've got. It's an engine. It doesn't look much like an engine. It is an engine, only it comes attached with 4 wheels and an MOT. But look. This is a Ford Focus ST170, which is the perfect block that I need to fit a Z-Tech blacktop head onto. And that's exactly what my Capri is going to want. And this one comes with the added advantage of a whole bunch of extra parts, and I can drive it home. Now, I love a road trip, and I also love buying random cars off eBay, and this is no exception. Firstly, it's a Focus ST170, which is fun in itself. Secondly, listen to this. It's a boy racer car! Let's go! So unbelievably, this little hunk of junk made it all the way back from Preston. 5 hours of driving in the rain. Not only that, but I drove it around for the whole of the rest of the week because it was so much fun going back to my boy racer days. And I even drove it to work and back in Dover, which is another 3 hours each way. It's got 2 flat tyres, it runs like crap because of all the sensors that have been removed from it. I had to pin the driver's window up with little rubber wedges, but at the end of the day, it is fun. I actually got kind of attached to it, and it's going to be a shame to take it to bits. But that thing needs an engine. So, sorry little Focus. And now, back to the drive and the Capri body. Now, when I bought the frame and the car, it had this body already attached to it, which Ricky used to get the measurements off and build the frame properly and cut the body out right. He actually suggested ditching the body because it is in a bit of a state, and it's a sunroof model, there's bits of it that's rotten. But, you know, I actually fancy it as a mini project because there's so little of it and there's actually more to cut off as well. And I'm a bit sentimental. The body came with the frame, so if I can make something of it and make it my way, I will find that more rewarding than spending more money on another bodywork. So let's have a look at what needs doing to it. Now, the first little job is these bits here. These are part of the sill. They stick inwards, and as you can see, they don't actually clear the frame. Once the frame's in, they were used to tack the body down to the frame, but they're not needed anymore because I've got my nice brackets at the top. So these are going to go. That's the first job. The next job is this horrendous abomination of a sunroof. I've already had a go at some of this filler, as you can see, but just look at it. That there, yeah, that's welding wire. A mountain of filler. I've chipped most of this off, and I want to do a proper sunroof delete on this so that it's got a nice clean sheet of metal. Also connected to the sunroof, there's a lot of extra material inside which isn't needed. There's this frame that the sunroof sits in, so there's a lot of work to be done there. These corners, as you can see, more fiberglass, more filler, lots of rot. They need sorting out. And then there's also a bunch of other areas of rot. You've got a big hole in the sill there, these bits around the windows, some nice holes there. The good news is I can actually cut a lot more steel off from this. It should be possible to take a lot of this extra steel off, so the body should get lighter and lighter the more I chop. So, off with the body again. Right, body's off. Believe it or not, it is actually easier to work on like this. Let's get cutting stuff. How do you know when a job has been done with too much filler? When you need an SDS drill to get it back out again. Now, unfortunately, that's as far as I got before it started to rain again. But, as promised, I do have a question to ask you guys, and a dilemma that I need to solve. I'm here, guys, hanging out in my almost finished, pretty much MOTable Zaxby Capri. I've got a bit of a dilemma. Do I make it left-hand drive with the steering on this side, or do I put it on this side? Left-hand drive, right-hand drive. Now here's the thing, the original Zaxby Capri was left-hand drive, it was German, it was a German car. Right-hand drive. I mean, it's not original, but then the whole thing's a replica anyway. And I'm British. Or I could go McLaren style, but I may have a problem with the drivetrain. Yes, there's only one shaft supposed to be in the middle of this car. So should I go with the original and have it so that it's even more difficult to drive in the UK? Do I have it normal for me? But you know, I could get used to that as well. I mean, it's not going to affect it on the track. dilemma. Let me know what you think. And that's it for this episode of DCTV. If you like what you see, tell your friends, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Well, as you can see, I have been shopping and I've bought a lot of goodies for this. And actually, it almost feels done. I mean, MOTable practically. You just got to stick these bits onto that bit and then it's a Zaxby Capri. I mean, it's fantastic. Look at it. We've got the body kit, we've got the corners that I need to weld in, we've even got a nice Zaxby cam cover, we've got the grill, we've got the badge, I've got some tail lights somewhere. Any brilliant?